Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. The spokesman for Hamas's military wing said on Tuesday that they had lost contact with the captors of hostage Eden Alexander after what he described as a direct strike on their location, according to the BBC. Alexander, 20, a dual U.S.-Israeli citizen, was abducted from his military post near Kibbutz Nerim during the Hamas-led invasion of October 7, 2023. Israel Defense Forces Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir spoke with Alexander's parents on Sunday after Hamas on Saturday night published a propaganda video of him. In the 3-minute video, Alexander says he has been held captive for 551 days, suggesting it was filmed last Wednesday. Zamir told the family that the return of the hostages remains an operational and moral imperative for the IDF. We are doing everything possible to bring them back. As their commander, this is a responsibility I carry with me in every decision I make, Zamir said. The Alexander family thanked the Chief of Staff for the call and for reaffirming the military's commitment to bringing Eden and the others home. The Supreme Court of the United Kingdom has ruled that only those born female can be considered women. This judgment excludes transgender women from the legal definition and paves the way for tighter limits on female-only spaces and services. The decision Wednesday by the court came after a years-long battle over the definition of a woman in a 2010 equality law. The unanimous decision of this court is that the terms woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to biological women and biological sex, said the court's Deputy President Lord Hodge. The dispute in the UK stems from a 2018 bill passed in the Scottish Parliament aimed at ensuring gender balance on public sector boards. For Women Scotland said the bill had wrongly included transgender people as part of quotas and fought it under the UK Equality Act. The group's co-founder Susan Smith welcomed the court's decision, but said the fight was likely to continue. In an update from an earlier story on Braintree Today, the family of a 23-year-old Maryland man, Denari McAlmont, who was found dead shortly after arriving in the Bahamas and having dinner with his parents on April 4th, is speaking out against Bahamian authorities as they claim that they have not been allowed to see his body and are afraid about losing evidence. Bahamian police said results from an autopsy done by a pathologist soon after he was found revealed that Denari died as a result of drowning, and that foul play is not suspected at this time. His mother rejects that theory, however, as she stated in an interview that her son could not swim and would never go in the water, and a picture of her son that she had seen looked to her like he had been beaten. The family is seeking the public's help in putting pressure on the authorities to let them see the body. A federal judge in Virginia has ruled that Google illegally built monopoly power in its web advertising business, siding with the Justice Department in a landmark antitrust case that could reshape how the internet economy operates. The decision marks the government's second major court victory over Google in recent months, following similar rulings targeting its search engine and app store. At the center of the case is a $31 billion segment of Google's ad business that connects advertisers with websites, a system the judge said Google manipulated by tying its ad server in exchange to stifle competition, harm publishers, and ultimately disadvantage consumers. Google denies the claims and is expected to appeal, but the decision underscores growing federal efforts to rein in the power of big tech, including companies like Meta, Amazon, and Apple. The future of the penny is up in the air as President Trump pushes for the Treasury Department to stop minting new 1-cent coins, citing the high cost of production as it led to an $85 million loss last year alone. While only Congress has the authority to eliminate the penny, the debate is heating up nationwide. Massachusetts Treasurer Deb Goldberg is among those urging to keep it, saying the coin plays a key role in financial literacy and traditional pricing strategies. If eliminated, the penny would follow several other countries, including Canada and Australia, that have already ditched their smallest denomination, and it wouldn't be the first time for the U.S., which ended its half cent in 1857. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Cooking is the leading cause of home fires. Unattended cooking is the leading cause of these fires and related deaths. Therefore, keep a close eye on your cooking. If you must leave the kitchen, bring a utensil with you as a reminder of your efforts. Set a timer for food taking longer to cook. Turn pot handles towards the back of the stove. Keep a lid nearby when cooking. If a small grease fire starts, slide the lid over the pan and shut off the burner. You can take an active role in your safety. Cooking safety starts with you.
Welcome back. The 129th Boston Marathon is coming this Monday, April 21st, 2025. Braintree resident Jake Michalowskis is putting on his running shoes and racing this Monday and fundraising for the organization The Home. I got the chance to sit down with Jake to learn more about his journey with The Home and what brought him to running today. Here's more.
So my father ran the Boston Marathon a long time ago, and me and my mom's brother, my uncle, we would always talk about how it was like unbelievable. Like it was like, that's like top tier, like achievement kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then my uncle passed away, and we always talked about like running a marathon was like top tier, you know what I mean? Yeah. So then that's when I ran the Chicago Marathon for the first time. So.
Wow, okay, so your first marathon was the Chicago Marathon. What was that like?
That was awesome. That was very exciting. It was a great time.
How many have you ran in total?
This Boston will be my fourth, so I've done 3. Awesome,
wow, for someone who said, you know, that was like their standard, you ran quite a few. Yeah. How does that feel?
Good. Well, long story short, like my dad actually ended up running 9 total because like he loved it. Yeah. And so I'm going to do 10.
Of course, you have to do one
so
more.
I'm going to make sure I get 10.
To watch the full interview, check it out on BCAM TV's public channels, Comcast Channel 9 or High Definition Channel 1073, and Verizon Channel 28 or High Definition 2128, or on youtube.com/BCAMTV. A familiar name in Braintree town government, longtime town councilor Peter Morin has been tapped to serve as interim town administrator in Marshfield, following the sudden departure of Michael Moresco on April 9th. Marshfield Select Board unanimously named the veteran municipal administrator as interim town administrator Monday night. Morin, a former Norwell administrator and current Braintree town councilor, will work roughly 25 to 30 hours a week under the town charter's 4-month interim limit, while a permanent hire is finalized. The 31-year public sector veteran, who has recently served short stints in Holbrook and Phillipston, told board members he is not seeking the job permanently and will juggle the role with his council duties in Braintree. The Braintree Senior Center is offering a full slate of weekly programs and special events for residents 60 years and older. Weekly offerings include spa day by appointment, daily fitness classes, game day on Tuesdays, the Asian Outreach Group on Wednesdays, and movie day on Fridays. Special one-day events include a Grandparents and Grandchildren Day event on April 25th at 1 p.m., a crafts class on April 28th at 1 p.m., and an Alzheimer's support group on April 29th at 4 p.m. All programs take place at the Braintree Senior Center, and you can call them to sign up at 781-848-1963. The town of Braintree will host a rabies vaccination clinic on Saturday, May 3rd, from 10 a.m. to noon in the parking lot of Braintree Town Hall. Dr. Joseph Cosman will be on-site administering vaccinations at a cost of $15 per dog. To be eligible, dogs must have had a rabies vaccination within the last 3 years, and owners must bring their current rabies certificate. Town officials also remind residents that all dogs must be licensed by June 30th, with the licensing period running from April 1st to the deadline. The Rotary Club of Braintree is hosting an electronic waste day for residents of Braintree and surrounding towns on Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to noon at 74 Pond Street. Small household items that can be plugged in will be accepted for recycling. For a full list of acceptable items, pricing details, and additional information, residents are encouraged to visit the event website at braintreerotaryclub.org. If you're receiving or will receive a pension from Braintree, the Braintree Retirement Board will conduct a public hearing on Thursday, May 22nd at 4:15 p.m. at 74 Pond Street on the second floor. The board will discuss a cost of living adjustment for all eligible recipients of a Braintree Retirement System pension. You can join in person or remotely via the Zoom meeting. Visit braintreema.gov for more information. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
I'm Courtney Trudeau, the Young Adult and Teen Librarian at Braintree's Thayer Public Library. It's April, so that means school vacation week is coming up soon. Anytime during school vacation week, you can drop into the children's room to make a paper bag robot craft, try this month's Seek and Find activity and look for favorite Disney characters hiding around the room, play educational games on our learning stations, or borrow some books to take home. Did you know that this year is the 250th anniversary of events that led to the American Revolution? On Tuesday, April 22nd, from 2 to 3:30 p.m., get immersed in Boston's colonial history with staff from historic New England and celebrate Patriots Day with us. Children can dress up in colonial-era clothing, examine reproduction artifacts, make tin lanterns, write with quill pens, and create paper tricorn hats to wear. Best suited for families with children aged 5 to 12, this hands-on historic activities that are offered will bring colonial life alive. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Braintree Cultural Council, a local agency which is supported by the Mass Cultural Council, a state agency. For our teens looking to grab a new book to read this week, come in and grab one of the recently nominated Mass Teen Choice Book Award titles. The 21 nominees were just announced on March 28th. This is the only Bay State award for YA books that are voted upon by the teens of Massachusetts. So now is your chance to start reading so you can pick your favorite when voting opens in September. To see all the books, you can come visit me in the teen room at the library and check out the display of nominees, or visit the Mass Teen Choice Book Award website at mateenchoicebookaward.org. We can't wait for Wednesday, April 23rd from 10:15 to 11 a.m. That is when Miss Ari's Family Tree Sing-Along for young children happens. Little ones have so much fun with Miss Ari. She turns singing and dancing into learning and play, with live music featuring her ukulele and guitar. Miss Ari's performance is fast-paced. She brings shaker eggs and dance scarves for each child to use and always ends with bubbles. Best suited to infants through 5-year-olds, but open to all. Miss Ari's Sing-Along is made possible through state aid for public libraries funds. Later that day, older children ages 5 through 12 on Wednesday, April 23rd from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. can play hockey bingo and win a bag of goodies donated by the Boston Bruins. Take home a paper hockey game to keep the fun going on at home. Did you know the Boston Bruins are a sponsor of the Massachusetts statewide summer reading program every year? Also on Wednesday for our teens, we have Mandy from Wicked Good Henna coming in at 5 p.m. for a royal icing cookie decorating program. Registration is required and space is limited, so sign up starting on April 9th if you'd like to come make some fun flower-themed cookies. On April 24th at 10:15 to 11 a.m., little ones will be captivated by Rosalita's puppets as Auntie Goose is brought to life in a show. Using a variety of handcrafted puppets, Rosalita's Puppets weaves together a performance that will leave the audience smiling. This show is best for ages 3 and up and is made possible through the use of state funds for public library funds. A few hours later on Thursday, from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m., will be Marble Raceways for Kids, where they can design and build their own raceways. We'll supply cardboard tubes, egg cartons, Legos, marbles, and more. Each must use at least 2 tubes. Who can get their marble moving the furthest from their exit chute? They'll test their raceways for distance and then modify them if they want, for ages 5 to 12. Let's see whose design wins. On Friday, April 25th, the Children's Room offers family board games and drop-in play from 10 to 12 noon. During school vacation week, the library will be closed on Monday, April 21st for Patriots Day. After that, we will be open regular hours. Tuesday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. For complete information on any event, see fayrepubliclibrary.org or call us at 781-848-0405.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Campbell has hit the operators of 88 Dunkin', McDonald's, and Subway franchises with $226,000 in penalties for violating state child labor laws. Investigators say Kafua Management, which runs more than 80 Dunkin' shops, the Brewster Company, which owns 8 McDonald's, and Subway operator Knight Food Service hired teens without working permits, let 16 and 17-year-olds work past the 9-hour daily limit, and in some cases allowed minors to work unsupervised after 8 p.m. Campbell warned that the state is serious about protecting its workforce and vowed continued enforcement of child labor rules, restricting hours and duties for teen employees. A 48-year-old Weymouth man is facing charges after police say they found him Sunday night crouched with his pants unzipped outside a ground floor bedroom at the Woodstone Crossing apartment complex on Trotter Road. Officers responding around 10:45 p.m. to reports of a prowler arrested Hida Sejavier, who allegedly had been filming through windows and was linked to earlier Peeping Tom complaints. Investigators recovered what they believe to be his bodily fluids and say he tried to manipulate his cell phone, apparently sending explicit videos to another person. Surveillance footage from neighbors appears to show the same suspect lurking outside units last week. The Weymouth man was arraigned Monday and released on bail. Weymouth police are urging residents to report any suspicious activity immediately at 781-335-1212. Summer made its unofficial debut on the South Shore as Hornstra Farms opened the window of its seasonal dairy bar on Prospect Street in Norwell. The family-run farm is now operating year-round ice cream counters in both Norwell and its newly renovated Whitman location. After the Hornstras scooped up the former Peaceful Meadows properties in Whitman, they quickly set about remodeling the Long Cowless dairy business and have since overhauled the building and equipment to bring it back to full milk processing capacity. Now both locations are getting folks ready for the warmer weather. The South Shore Food Truck Association is rolling out its popular food truck nights at 4 locations this year: Hanover, Kingston, Weymouth, and for the first time, Braintree's Highlands Playground, bringing a mix of food, entertainment, and family-friendly activities from Tuesday through Friday. With around 60 member businesses offering everything from breakfast to dessert, the association is gearing up for a full season of community fun. Starting this week, weekly truck lineups and event details are shared on the association's Facebook page. Easter is this weekend, and the Easter Bunny made his return to Massachusetts this year. This is your last chance to be part of the Bunny photo experience as the event wraps up Saturday, April 19th. Hours and reservations can be made at simon.com. Another event to catch this weekend is Bunny Bash in Hingham. The event at the Derby Street Shops features an egg hunt, face paintings, and photos with the Easter Bunny. Make sure to bring your own basket. For more information, visit arcsouthshore.org. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment. Welcome back to Braintree Today. This week in entertainment, we have 3 movie recommendations for you to watch. First, Sinners is an upcoming American supernatural action horror film, written, produced, and directed by Ryan Coogler. The film is set in the 1930s, where twin brothers Smoke and Stack return to their hometown only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. The film stars Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, and Miles Catton. You can watch Sinners in theaters nationwide on April 18th. Up next, for all the Pixar fans, Sneaks follows the adventures of Ty, a misguided designer sneaker who does not know life outside the comforts of his velvet-lined shoebox. After his sister is stolen by a shady collector, Ty must venture into New York City to find and rescue her. In his adventure, Ty meets a ragtag group of footwear friends from all walks of life who help him find the courage to step outside of his shoebox and find his soulmate. The film stars Anthony Mackie, Martin Lawrence, and Chloe Bailey. You can watch Sneaks in theaters nationwide on April 18th. And finally, Queen of the Ring. In an era when women were barred from the ring, Mildred Burke shattered every rule in the book. A single mother with unstoppable grit, she fought her way from underground matches to the pinnacle of professional wrestling, becoming the sport's first $1 million female athlete. Defying skeptics, opponents, and a system determined to shut her out, Burke carved her legacy as the longest reigning champion in history, proving that the fiercest battles aren't just fought in the ring, but against the world itself. The film stars Emily Brett Rickards, Josh Lucas, and Walton Goggins. Queen of the Ring is playing in theaters now. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. You can also now see us in high definition on Comcast on channel 1073. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.